Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video we are going to be doing something a little differently. So on Fridays is usually when I film content, and that's when I do my makeup. So yes, I only do my makeup once a week, and that is for shooting content. And so therefore I feel like I really have to do it. I don't have to do this, but I feel more inclined to do my face and really put some thought and energy into my looks whenever I'm shooting sponsored content, which I'm doing today, because usually when you're signing these brand contracts, you're giving them the rights to use your content for promotional reasons or whatever the case is. So I feel like, you know, I don't want to end up somewhere, even on a website, and I just was not looking, I put no real energy into my look. So today though, I was thinking, because I already have to do my makeup anyway, of course it's gonna take longer if I'm talking through this, but since I already have to do my makeup, and since I really feel like it might be worth just doing some non-scripted types of content, I felt like it would be appropriate to just use these videos whenever I am doing them as like a chit chat, get ready with me type of situation. So today we're gonna be doing my makeup. I'm probably not going to edit this video, which that could be problematic. I don't really know, but I'm probably not going to be editing this video, and I'm going to be, we're gonna do a Q&A. So I felt like I do want to make this like a series type of situation, and I felt it was most appropriate to just kind of ease our way into it. So I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I got a lot of questions, some juicy questions. I'm not going to be able to get to them today. I think I am going to be able to get to like 6 of them. And yeah, we're just going to do that while I do my makeup. So first of all, I do need to moisturize, which this is stressing me out because I don't really like people this close to me, because like I'm sure you're seeing whatever flaws and such that I have going on, but that's just, we'll have to see in post what this video is looking like. So anyway, happy September. Virgo season is here. That's why her hair is done, that's why her nails are done, that's why her eyebrows are done. She is about to be birthday ready. She is me. But I'm going in with my Neutrogena oil-free moisture combination skin moisturizer. It's about gone, so I can't pump it. I just have to like do this to get the last remains out of it, and then that's just what I do because I needs to get everything out of here. I normally don't really need to moisturize because I normally moisturize at night, and that normally seems to do the trick. But you know how you like try to scrunch your face or stretch it, and it's not really, it's kind of like tight, it's not really giving the elasticity that you're going for? Well, that's what my face was giving today. So that means that it's a little drier than typical, and so that means I need to moisturize it a little more. That's kind of how I base, you know, how much moisture I need to give my face on the regular. So I'm not a makeup artist. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. I know how to do like a simple enough beat to where, you know, I don't look crazy, and I know I've watched enough YouTube videos and whatnot to be able to come up with something. But I will be sharing the little few tips and tricks that I do know, but just know that you might not learn anything from me because the tips and tricks that I do know are probably outdated. So plus side of this video is that I haven't started over. I haven't felt the need to like try to come better because I'm just flowing. This is my first time filming this. I haven't started anything over. Again, probably won't be edited. So I don't do any primer just in life in general, but especially on a shoot day because I'm just at home. Also don't really do SPF while I'm at home either. Like I wouldn't put it on before I do makeup to shoot videos here at home, but I do wear SPF at other times as well. But anyway, I'm going in with my favorite foundation, which is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and I have 3 colors because with COVID and lockdown and everything last year, your girl was not her typical color. It was given, I was at least like 3 shades lighter than I once used to be. So now I just kind of mix the 3 if I feel the need. I have Warm Honey, Neutral Tan, and Honey, and these are about $15. I get them from Ulta, which is a pretty penny, but because they're 15, that means I can typically use my coupon, which is $3.50 off of usually a $15 purchase, and usually the purchase has to be like a low-end product. I don't have any high-end products. I might have one that I share with you guys today, which is my highlighter, but for the most part, I pretty much only buy drugstore products, and so that does knock off a few dollars. But I do think this is kind of expensive, but it's worth it. The reason why I think it's expensive is because I have other drugstore foundations that are like $6, $5 that I love. But this one has good coverage and it severely decreases my laugh lines or my smile lines. So that's why I love it. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do today. The middle one is honey. So I think I'm gonna just do honey, mainly because I'm looking, I don't really know. Mainly because, oh you guys, my hair is red, by the way. Love that for me. Which I was trying to put on a shirt that would make the hair pop, but I didn't really think this through because like it's blending, I think. But I'm gonna go with honey, and I don't like to typically use a makeup brush because I feel like at my age, I'm not trying to like be tugging on my skin. So I normally pounce in the makeup with a sponge, but as everyone should know this, all of my makeup sponges are dirty. So I'm going to go in with my Face Expert brush from Real Techniques, which looks like this. I have 2 of them, and I'll have all this linked down below, by the way. But I just squeeze, I didn't really think this through. I have a mirror here and a lighted mirror here. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do my makeup by looking at this little screen that's this big. So we'll just have to be this way. Okay, so let's answer the first question. Let me get to that. And the first question is essential budgeting tools for beginners, which kind of makes the most sense because yeah, you see what kind of channel you're on. Essential budgeting tips for beginners. Okay, so I recommend, I didn't pre-think about any of these, imagine that. I recommend getting a planner, because I have to recommend that because I'm a visual person. So being able to visualize what I'm doing for any reason is important to me. So I recommend getting a planner, particularly a monthly planner. Therefore, you can write out your paydays, you can write out your bills due. I'm regretting this because this dries kind of fast and it also slightly oxidizes, so I have to move quickly and I'm over here talking. So we'll have to revisit this, how I'm gonna do this next time. Okay, if you have a planner, a monthly spread, you can put when your bills are due, you can put any other type of financial obligations, you can put on there when your paydays are. Like let's say you get paid on the 1st and the 15th and you have a number of bills due between the 1st and the 15th, you can maybe highlight your paycheck on the 1st in yellow and then highlight all of the bills in yellow so that they're all corresponding, so you know just visually at a blink of an eye which bills have to come from which paycheck. If you get paid weekly, you can do that, or even, you know, less frequently, or if you have a different pay schedule, you can do that as well. But that is something that I recommend. Apps that I have to recommend that I've used on our journey for budgeting, for getting started, is Fudget, which really helps you to, I really like it. You can create your monthly budget on there, but I really like it, and you can track your expenses, but I really like it for doing like paycheck to paycheck budgets. That's fun, because I just really feel like it's best for short-term budgets. By the way, I don't do a lot under here because I'm gonna go in with concealer, which means that I don't really need to go in with foundation, and then I'm also gonna be like tugging on my skin a little more for which case, so I don't really do too much under my eyes with foundation. Fudget allows you to do short-term budget. I feel like it's best for short-term budgets. Also, I use the Every Dollar app religiously. I've been using it religiously for 4 years since my husband and I have been budgeting together, which was right after we got married. And you can create, you can put your budget in there. You can create sinking funds in there, different savings accounts, and that'll track all of that. Also, of course, you can track your expenses. You can pay for the paid version, redundant, if you want to, which I've never done. I always have used the free one, and I track my expenses manually at the end of each day. But that's a great app, probably one of the best in my opinion. If you are in a place where you're trying to track like your net worth and things like that, then I recommend Mint or Personal, I don't know what the other one's called, Personal Capital or something. I've dibbled and dabbled with that, but I don't really love it. What I love most and better is Mint. You can create goals in there. It'll track your credit score. You can link all your bank accounts and all of that, and it is backed by like, it has like the same type of security as banks do, a lot of banks. So it's secure. I've been using it for all these years. No one's hacked me for the little few dollars that I do have in my bank account. We have all the money that we've either saved, we then like bought a house, bought a car, or if we had a lot of money, or like, you know, we would pay off whatever type of debt, or now we're in the season where we're investing. So really like cash, we have not a lot. It's pretty much all tied up in our investment accounts and stuff like that. So that's just kind of how we operate. But we are in a season where we're trying to track our net worth now. That's most exciting since we're investing. We joined the FIRE movement, which is financial independence, retire early, because we want to retire early just this year. And so we've been using Mint for that. You can put your bills in there. It's honestly a catch-all app. Like if I were to create an app, it wouldn't have the same type of interface, but it would give the same type of vibe because it's just a catch-all. And I don't like using really multiple apps if I could just do a catch-all and everything. So I would basically combine all the apps that I just talked about into one if I were creating an app. But Mint, I also have created like a spreadsheet, and that's fun. And you can do this at home, where you can put out all of your income that you're projecting for the year, as well as your bills and expenses, as well as your debts, and really try to see everything like at a big picture. You can also get free templates from different money experts. You can also like go on Etsy and look for templates that you can download if you don't want to make your own template, because who wants to do that? I mean, you might, but you can also do that. Or what else have I used? For tracking debt, I've used Undebt.it. I'll have all this linked down below. I feel like I'm gonna be linking all day, but I'll have all that linked down below. But you can use that for debt tracking. And those are pretty much my go-tos. I'm thinking about my money apps, and those are pretty much my go-tos. And of course I have my planner, which I use religiously. Okay, so we have our foundation on. Now we're gonna go in with concealer. I have a number of them, but what I think matches best with this foundation is I'm using NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. This is, this in beige. And your concealer really is supposed to be like 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. This is more, but it's fine because I don't use that much. Also, I'm doing the patting motion again because, you know, I'm getting up there in age and I don't have the time to be looking crazy with for my skin to be looking crazy. So I am doing as much patting as I can. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna keep blending mainly upwards, not down. And why am I doing this? I should have had this questions pulled up. We're gonna go into the next question, which is this your dream home? And that's a good question. And it's a hard question for me to answer because let me tell you why. So we want to retire early. That means that really, if we really want to get there quickly, and how we could do that is by downgrading our house. And I presume we'll eventually do that anyway when we're older. Although my husband is an only child, which means that, you know, he will get my mother-in-law, his mom's home, because she's not married or, you know, dating or what have you. So technically we would get her house, and it's 1 story, so it would act, and it's in a very nice community, so it would probably be best if we like retired there. But like taking that possibility out of it, because you can't, you know, you can't really clock somebody else's house and their coins. But like if that could be our house in the future, by the time that we're at retirement or whatever the case is, then this could potentially be like a rental property, or we could sell it and put all of the proceeds, because we have a lot of equity in our home, which a lot of people do or have gotten a lot, you know, equity. That has happened for a lot of people with COVID and with the housing market and whatnot right now. So this could be a rental property and all of that, or we could sell it and take the proceeds and invest that money, which would get us so much closer to financial independence. So I guess what I'm saying is I presume we'll have to actually downgrade our home at one point in our life, especially as we get older. And especially since we want to pursue financial independence and save a bunch of money, basically is what that means. So save a bunch of money now so that when we retire or stop working, which we want to do earlier than the typical retirement age, we would live off of that money. So it's a feat, but a lot of people do it. So for which case, going into purchasing this home, is this like the home that I envisioned, that we envisioned for our lives? Yes. If you're thinking about like, do I think this is like, you know, like, is it, I don't know. We also only want one kid, so I'm like, I don't really know why we would move out of this house unless we outgrow it, like physically. So I guess to answer your question is, I don't know that I have a dream home. My dream home is non-existent, I think. I don't know. Maybe ask my husband because maybe his response might be different. He's like more into houses than I've ever been. I've kind of never like, I've wanted to be a homeowner to leave my kid a house or whatever, but like it wouldn't matter to me much if we like rented for the rest of our lives, so long as the money that we would be saving from renting, if we were saving from renting, which we would be doing in the area where we live, so long as we were investing that money and like doing you know, some great stuff with it. Otherwise, you know, probably not. But so I don't think I can answer that because I don't know that I have a dream home. Next question is, what is the best way to save towards your first home? Which is a good question, but before we dive into it, what do I do next? Next up, I need to set my concealer. You always want to set your concealer because you don't want that moving about. I'm actually going to set using the same brush. It's just in pink. It's the Real Techniques brush, and my dog is on the, she is on the bed chilling. I have this little treat that I'm prepared to give her at any moment, which will, she'd chew on it and eat it. It would take her like 30 minutes or so to eat it, but she's chilling, probably because she's not too sure. She's a rescue, by the way, but probably because she's not too sure of this tripod situation. But I'm going to set my makeup using this brush. I'm just gonna pat again, of course. And then I think we'll keep doing this until it's time to bronze. And then I'll answer the question, because multitasking is not my strong suit. I don't even know why I sat down to do this, honestly, because I cannot multitask to save my life. And my supervisor, she's always like, you know, when I had kids, I just learned to multitask. And I'm like, I absolutely can't, nor do I really want to, but we're going to talk about that in a future video. I don't want to multitask. So no, I don't want to work through lunch. Sometimes I might, just to get out of there quickly, but like for the most part, I like being present and in the moment. I don't like doing two things at once, like major things like that. I don't know. We'll talk about that in a later date. But yes, I am setting my concealer. If you do not set a liquid with a powder, then it has the potential to kind of move around all on your face, and it's not gonna be, it's gonna spread out. It's not gonna be a good look, sis. So just set your face if you put on some type of liquid. Next, we are going in with to bronze. And I actually have this, or to contour, I actually have this little contour brush. It, like, you're basically supposed to dip the powder in, and then you can kind of use this to, we're not doing that. That's all I have to say. By the way, I use the Sacha Buttercup powder in, I'm sure it was the light color, because back in the day, Buttercup Light, back in the day, I feel like there was only like 1 or 2 shades, but I think there are more now. But you're supposed to like pat it in here, which I'm using the True Complexion Contour Palette medium to dark, which I got at Dollar General because the tag is still on there or whatever. And you're supposed to like do this in it. Let me show y'all what you're supposed to do. Something like this. And I think it's working today. I don't know, girl. I just throw this mess on here and go on about my way. But you're supposed to do something like that. You do want to bring up your contour higher rather than lower. That's just gonna snatch your face, kind of pull everything up, probably cut off like a good 5 years, maybe 10, depending on your skin situation. I'm not really sure, but I do know that. And I just do a little bit, just enough to bring back that natural contour, because before I put on this makeup, I had like a little natural contour that eventually would go away after I put on the makeup. So I'm trying to bring it back. That's the purpose of this. And contouring basically shrinks areas on your face, whereas concealing enlarges them. That's the best way I can explain it. So 5-head situation. So I'm going to tap around the perimeter of the 5-head. Why? Because I just gave you a lesson. This battery's dying. It's gonna stress me out. I'm gonna have to go downstairs. I hate, tell me if you hate this, if you do any kind of filming. I hate when you plug up a camera and the battery has like 2 or 3 bars, and so you really think you're about to get it in, but then that was like what's it called? It's like a fluke. It ain't really true. It's fake news. And so then, you know, you gotta go do some other stuff. You gotta go charge your battery or retrieve another battery. Luckily I have 2 batteries for both of my cameras. So, I always keep one charging. Like, there isn't rotation. When it comes out the charger, out the camera, it immediately goes on the charger. So I always have a charged battery. So there's that. I am taking the contour. I'm kind of connecting it here. I feel like that is just a better vibe and it kind of looks more cohesive. And then I'm doing my double chin, which I think I have a weight loss question, so we'll address the double chin situation. I'm just gonna keep going until this thing shuts me down. And I just do a little bit like around the whole perimeter, just trying to like connect everything, make it look a little cohesive. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing really that much, so don't take any advice from me. But that's all that I do with this palette and with this brush. So next up, did I put on deodorant last night? I feel like I'm not really one that gets sweaty or smelly, but sometimes I can tell if I need to do better with my life, with my underarm situation. Anyway, we'll address that momentarily, but that's all that I do with this. Then I just get asked a question. Wait, didn't I say we were gonna answer a question? Oh, what is the best way to save towards your first home? I would say that the best way to save towards your first home is to go super hard with it, depending on when you're trying to be in a home. So there's really no real rush. I feel like sometimes we do feel for societal pressures, which we'll talk about, and sometimes it does feel like maybe you want to be rushed to do something that you're really not prepared to do. So first of all, I feel like deciding on when the goal is for you to be in your home. But then I think the best way to save for it is to just go super hard. Just like, I don't know, depending on how long it's gonna take you. Like if it's gonna take you, like it was gonna take us like a year to save up what we needed to save up. But if it's gonna take you, you know, just a couple of years, I just feel like going super hard with it is the best trick. And I'm talking about not doing, you know, traveling or like unnecessary traveling, not spending large chunks of money. I'm not talking about not going out a couple times a month to eat out or, you know, those expenses that aren't that much. I'm talking about like cutting out all the extravagant, unnecessary, luxury, unnecessary spending, cutting out all those wants, a lot of those wants, and just going super hard to save for the house. And so let's say you want to save $10,000 in a year because you need $10,000 for a down payment. Obviously you can divide that by 12 and whatever the number that gives you is what you can go with, and you can try to save that each month. But I liken hitting your goal of having your home down payment and closing costs and all of the expenses and money that comes with purchasing a home to every other financial goal. Like if you want to get out of debt relatively quickly, I say go hard with that. The thing about you know, paying off debt and saving cash is that first of all, it's more difficult, I feel like, because, you know, if you're paying off debt, then you're saving up all this money, but then you're spending it. So it's kind of like the same thing, but so you're saving up a bunch of money and then it gets spent on paying off debt. Or of course, if you're trying to save, then you're saving a bunch of money and then it's just kind of sitting there waiting to be used. But anyway, I just feel like all of that to say that no matter what financial goal you're trying to hit, I feel like they're all pretty much the same. They all kind of come back to saving, and the best way to save money is to, of course, increase your income if you are able. Not everybody really wants to do that or is capable of doing that, but you're probably going to have to make some type of change. So if you can't do that, then of course decreasing your expenses drastically. The more drastic you are, the more drastic measures you take, the more quickly you reach your goal. If you don't want to be taking drastic measures, which is perfectly fine, then you need to accept the fact that your goal might take a little longer. So if you're trying to save $10,000, but you buy a $2,000 handbag, understand that you've taken $2,000, you know, which could be like a month or two of savings, you know, depending on what your situation is, and you've put that into an object or an experience or whatever it is that you may have spent that money on, which is going to prolong your ability to meet the goal. So I'm not really like a rush person. I don't really try to rush through life a whole bunch. So I say figure out what is realistic for you and your budget. And again, if you need $20,000 or $10,000, figure out how much you can actually save in any given month, and then figure out how long it would take you to save up for whatever it is that you need to save up for. And then, like I said, increase income, decrease expenses, cut out everything that is unnecessary until you hit that goal. Because I guess I feel like some goals, they won't ever be achieved if you don't actually work towards them. If you want to buy a house, but you're not actually setting realistic short-term goals to be able to reach that long-term goal, then you're not going to be able to reach the long-term goal. And if that's something that's really important to you, then you probably have to take drastic measures. So this camera's blinking, it's on the fritz, so I am going to go get a new battery and I will be back. Okay, we are back and it is time to answer another question and put on some blush. How much weight have you lost overall? I'm going in with this Sephora palette. It has 2 different shades, and I'm going to use my blush brush, and I'm just going to pretty much just hit the apples of my cheek. I normally go a little heavier on the blush when I'm not wearing a colorful lip, and for today I'm probably not going to wear a colorful lip. Probably going to wear like a clear gloss, so I'm just gonna go in a little bit more. Regarding my weight loss, I am officially down. The last time that I checked, it was like 53, 54 pounds. Not enough to report back with an update, I'm gonna be honest. The last time that we chatted, I was down 50 pounds, and I'll link that video here. But I haven't really lost much since then, so I haven't really been back with a report. So it's like 50 something. Now I'm not out of the 50 range, so therefore I feel like there's no point in me coming back with an update. But I am like 40 some pounds away from the goal weight that I would like to be, not in life in general, but before I were to have a child. So I'm trucking along, I'm making progress, I will say that, but it is not going as quickly as I would like. Honestly, a part of it was due to my best friend had moved down here. She's since moved back home, but she had moved down here, and then my nieces, that was in like March, which is about the time that I gave the update. I think the same month she moved down here. She was staying with us, so we were kind of like in the streets, I ain't gonna lie, like eating out, whatever, just enjoying our time together, because we've never been able to do that in our adult lives because we've always lived pretty separately, like in separate cities and states. So, and then my nieces were here for the summer, and they don't eat healthy, so we were in the streets. And yeah, I haven't really made much progress. I'm not blaming other people, but I'm just saying that's my reason for not going harder. But everything's back now. It's September, so all house guests have left as of August, and my friend has moved back as of August, so I should be able to get back on the ball. I just highlighted with Laura Geller Gilded Honey, and I use this highlighter brush from e.l.f. It's called Highlighting Brush, and I hit these areas and my nose and the tip, so my whole nose, my whole nose, because I hit the tip of my nose as well. Now we're gonna go in with, let's do eyebrows. I really don't have to do much. I have 2 options here. This one is annoying for me. I know a lot of people talk about, this is what I'm saying, like I don't like people ranting and raving and hyping something up, and then I get it and it don't even really work like that, and I don't even know if it doesn't work like that because I'm doing it wrong because I think I'm doing it right, or if it's just not that great. So we're not gonna use that. And by the way, this is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I feel as though I've seen people use this a lot, but it's just not it for me. So I'm gonna use this e.l.f. one it's called Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and it's like a brown color. Oh, it is deep brown. Makes sense because my eyebrows are pretty much deep brown. I don't have to do too much, as you can see. Just gonna hit those sparse areas, so I like to brush them first. Actually, I could get away with not doing anything today. I could, but let me show you what I normally do when they're not like nice and waxed. Y'all see my pup? I don't see her. I hear her. She might be in her bed, which is slightly over there. So I'm just gonna like legit. Do I have another question? Let me get my next question. My next question is, have you ever been through a mental healing time, and how did you get through it? I love that question because that's a deep question, and I'm deep. I don't know if I'm deep or just over analytical, or I do too much, or I don't know. I just really don't like talking about surface level things. It's not fun for me, so I don't do it. Like, I don't want to, no, I don't. So if that means I'm deep, then I'm deep. So I'm filling in a little bit of this brow to make it be more of a twin sis to this brow, because the ends, that's why I shouldn't have let this lady do my eyebrows. I don't know why I did that, first of all. But I think I need to grow out my eyebrows and not like start over, but do something. That scares me though, because then I'm gonna have to look crazy on camera probably for like a few months, maybe like a year. So that's a little scary to me, but I feel like it must be done. Have I went through a mental healing time? Honestly, I feel like I've been going through a mental healing time my whole life. I will say that due to my role in life, here's my eyebrows. I could zoom in, but whatever. I feel like I should be zoomed in anyway. I should have zoomed in when I did that. Listen, I'm gonna work this out as we do our makeup together. I'm gonna learn how to work, because I could have been zoomed in, but mental healing time. I feel as though we're like finished. Let me do mascara while I talk about mental healing time. I was told that this voluminous Lash Paradise mascara is a dupe for Better Than Sex and mascara, and it is not. I don't like when people hype stuff up. This is by L'Oreal, by the way, but we're gonna do a little mascara and we'll talk. I feel like my whole life has been a mental healing time, but I really feel like back when I started supervision, which I have to do, my job pays for it, they basically mandate it. I started supervision maybe like 2016, and I'm still doing it. Like, I've been doing it basically since I've been at my job, and that's been 6 years. But I started supervision. My supervisor is a licensed mental health counselor, clinician, one of the best in our city, like where I work anyway. And that's been really interesting. I've learned a lot about myself and whatnot, and I really feel like it came at a perfect time. My mother passed away, who was the closest person to me, 3 years ago. By the way, I feel like I'm paying homage to her because I have red hair. Her favorite color was red. She always had her hair burgundy. Like, she liked covering up her grays. She was a freak about it, which I probably will be too, but she also liked adding red to her hair. She loved it. And also I have on her bracelet today. Love that for me. So anyway, that was 3 years ago, which I was in supervision. I'm still in it now. So I feel like that really tremendously helped me get through that. And I feel like a lot of people are because I can talk openly and candidly about my experiences in life, about anything, legit. But I feel like a lot of people were, not saying they were surprised that I was doing well because my mom passed away, but what I'm saying is that we all knew that it was coming, and she was sick my whole life, literally. I was gonna say legitimately, or legit. And you know, we all were able to kind of prepare for it. Me probably better than others, because again, I was in supervision, which is essentially therapy. And so I was able to process all of that during that time, which really helped with all of that, with getting through that. So I feel like mental health therapy and honestly processing my thoughts and feelings and all of that was how I was able to get through that. Again, it's mandated because of the work that I do. It's basically ensuring that I am well so that I can be well on the job. Like, I am well in my personal life so that I can be well on the job. I did do like 2 coats of that, if you're wondering what just happened there. So that was probably my answer to that, because that's when I was set. You know, that would have been one of the most difficult times of my life. But most people don't know this, but this past year was actually the most stressful time of my life. I've never been more stressed than this past year. That was pretty interesting for a lot of different reasons, and we'll talk more about that later. I just messed up. I was thinking about doing like a reflections, year 30 reflections video. That could be a vibe. So maybe I'll do that. I'm taking off my birthday in the days following, so it seems most appropriate that I would save that for that time. I am going to take a Q-tip because I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm taking on my birthday because I want to. My supervisor was like, oh, a birthday trip? Because she knows that I'm in need of a trip, but you know, COVID and whatnot. So I don't go anywhere. I feel like everybody's going everywhere and I'm still at home. But she's like, birthday trip? I'm like, no girl, but I'm not gonna be here, so there's that. Also, I have nose hair, which you probably have seen. So sometimes like powder kind of like gets in the nose and makeup gets in the nose, which is weird for me. So I'm just taking this Q-tip to do that as well. But of course I use it after I do my other stuff. So that's pretty much it. The last thing that I'm gonna do is I use these Neutrogena Deep Clean Makeup Remover Facial Wipes, but I don't really use them on my face though. I kind of gave up that now that I'm over the hill. So there's my niece texting me. I am going to, sometimes makeup will get on my lips, and because I'm going in with a clear gloss, so I want my lips to be like, you know, as pink or whatever color they are as possible, I am just going to wipe off my lips. And a little makeup does come off. And I'm going to just use one side because I'm going to fold this up, put it back in the thing, and then I'm going to use it again because I literally just use these for cleanup purposes. And that's going to be it. I'm going to do some lip gloss. I'm going to do some face spray. And that's going to be it for me. I was thinking about highlighting my inner corners. I may do that only because I'm feeling frisky. That's the only reason why I'm going to do that. So we may do that. I have another question. I have one last question that I think I'll be able to get to. Between now and then though, I'm going to find this little brush here, and I'm going to take this ColourPop in Get Lucky Super Shock Shadow, and dang, yeah, we're going to spray. I'm going to spray a little bit of my setting spray, the same spray. Ooh, I shouldn't use this. I'm not going to use that because that's expensive. I'm going to use my Mario Badescu spray, which is about out. I'm just using it to wet this. I could also just use water, and then that's going to pick up the color a little better. And then I'm just going to pop that in my inner corner just to kind of brighten up that area and to like add a little something, like a little razzle dazzle, you know? And that's going to be it for that. And then I'm going to do my lip gloss and my lip gloss. What is it? Something else I do. Lip gloss and my setting spray, and that's going to be it. But until then, we're going to answer the last question, which is, if Lady were to somehow get out and return pregnant, what would you do? Which I thought that was funny. I am going in with my, Max Cherimoya clear gloss that I got from the beauty supply store years ago. It's probably expired. Whatever, it's lip gloss, like who cares? So I'm gonna do that. And I like to focus my energy on the middle because I don't like a lot of stuff on the corner. I don't know. As you're talking and doing videos and stuff, it kind of like bunches up in here and it's not a vibe. So that's it for that. And then I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter face setting spray. My favorite is actually, first of all, I don't really use setting spray whenever I'm filming at home or whenever I'm going for a really matte look. My favorite is actually, so far, the Morphe setting mist, because this is a force to be reckoned with. It's a spray and it's not here to play at all, but I'm gonna do that. For whatever reason, I can hold my breath underwater for like 2 minutes, but whenever I spray this on my face, I feel like I can only hold my breath. I don't know why I'm holding my breath, but I feel like I can only do it for a short while, which is a problem. I feel like I'm dying. Let me try this again. Whew. And that's a lot of setting spray for sure. What would I do? So first of all, Lady is definitely here for the streets. You know, she came from the streets. I feel like she misses the streets at times, and she's tried to go back to the streets a number of times. However, Lady is actually spayed, so she actually cannot bear children. She was spayed. We got that appointment shortly after we adopted her. So yeah, she cannot have children. She can get away all she wants, but, well, she can't, but like she could, but she cannot come back knocked up. And So therefore, there's that. Although sometimes I'm like, honestly, I can't deal with the going in heat thing. It's not a vibe for me. Like, I can't, it's not fun. And so, interestingly enough, like, how do we adopt the baby, the dog, and then we schedule her appointment to be spayed, and then they reschedule the appointment. They push it back because their machine was broken, some kind of machine. They had to order a new one. And in that time frame, she goes into heat. And you know, what I think I remembered reading is that dogs only go into heat like every 6 months, but it can last some time. Like hers, we were like 2 weeks in, she got spayed while she was in heat, actually, which cost us an extra $50 or something. But it was just crazy to me, like what are the odds of her going into heat, bleeding all over everything, because it just happened, and we had to go, you know, get doggy diapers and all that. But like, what were the odds of that happening? So she actually can't have any kids. But anyway, you guys, those are my thoughts. I have many more questions. I plan to answer them. I feel like I have so many that we might just do Q&A for like a good month, and then after that, maybe I'll start talking about the topics that I feel passionately about talking about, or something like that. I'm just maybe just more like a free chit chat. But yeah, I'm not editing this video, so what you see is what you gonna get, girl, because I don't know what all I just said. I know I said a lot. I think I talked for like 30 minutes. If you like these videos though, give me a thumbs up. That will really, I don't normally say too much, but a thumbs up will really let me know that these videos were worth your time. Thank you for watching this. If you did, I feel like sometimes content creators, we're always thanking folks for engaging with our content and supporting us and all of that, and that is true. But I feel like to really, like, for somebody to sit and watch a whole like 15-minute video, 20-minute video, 30-minute video, or whatever, it's like a huge thing, especially if they're a stranger and they're just watching to support, you know, whatever. I don't know. Kanye West once said, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. That's good for my ego, me and my ego. That is it for this video. I will catch you guys in my next one. Let me know if you liked it. Thumbs it up. Give it a thumbs up. Comment if you liked it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.